Hello and welcome to Crypto News. Today is February 8th, 2025, and the top crypto news is as follows. We are going to the United States, where interest in Bitcoin is growing. We'll start with Missouri, where Representative Ben has introduced Bill 1217, proposing the creation of a strategic Bitcoin reserve for the state, essentially to diversify its investment portfolio. From Missouri, we move to Kentucky, which also wants its own Bitcoin reserve. Kentucky has become the 16th state in the US to introduce a bill aimed at establishing a Bitcoin reserve, highlighting the increasing investment in the crypto space. If approved, the bill will authorize the Central Investment Commission to allocate up to 10% of state assets to digital assets, including Bitcoin. The bill does not specifically mention which cryptocurrencies it will invest in. However, aside from stablecoins, the only cryptocurrency allowed for investment must have a market capitalization of more than $750 billion, based on the average of the previous fiscal year. So we are essentially talking about Bitcoin because no other cryptocurrency has reached that market capitalization. From Kentucky, we move to Florida, where a similar bill has been introduced, allowing the state to invest in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. We then turn to Maryland and Iowa, which also have their own bills aimed at Bitcoin reserve. For reference, I will include a document in the description listing all the bills currently in effect. Some of these bills have been canceled, but most are moving forward. The bill advancing the fastest appears to be in Utah, as indicated by these orange dots. Now, moving from the US to the Czech Republic. As mentioned in previous episodes of Crypto News, the Czech Republic has introduced new crypto regulations that are considered favorable for the industry. One major aspect of the new law is that it eliminates capital gains tax on crypto profits, provided the assets are held for at least 3 years without being sold. Additionally, individual transactions under $3,900 do not need to be reported. These are two very favorable regulations for the Czech Republic, and according to officials, they are expected to drive growth in the sector. From the Czech Republic, we head to Brazil, where we have learned that stablecoins account for 90% of crypto transactions in the country. Not just any stablecoins, but specifically those backed by the US dollar. Given the struggles of Brazil's economy and currency, cryptocurrencies have provided an alternative means for residents to exchange their money for stronger currencies. Now, moving on to BlackRock. BlackRock now owns 5% of MicroStrategy, which has rebranded to Strategy. In simpler terms, this means BlackRock owns 5% of 471,107 Bitcoin, a number that will likely increase over time. As BlackRock's stake in MicroStrategy grows, it will gain greater influence over the company's decisions. MicroStrategy's stock is currently down by less than 4% on the monthly chart, so why not? Finally, we turn to AI and virtual. It seems that AI-driven projects are not as popular as they once were. Let's say that when we heard a lot about virtual and AI engines, it had reached a point where 1,350 AI engines with coins were being created per day. However, this number has now dropped to 7 to 11 per day, so they are certainly not being created as frequently as before. As we reported on Crypto News, AI agents are like Solana meme coins. People put their money into them, hoping they will go up, but most of them don't. According to our data, programmers have created a total of 17,000 AI engines on virtual. However, fewer than 100 have managed to exceed $1 million in market capitalization. Most of them simply collapse. Moving on from AI, let's talk about the Near Foundation. As we know from previous episodes of Crypto News, it used to focus on AI, and now we've learned that it has raised a $20 million fund to support AI agents. So the Near Foundation is continuing its work and investing even more in AI with such a large amount of money. To conclude, let's turn to our favorite crypto market. Bitcoin is currently standing at $96,000, and yesterday it briefly reached $100,000 but was unable to hold that level. So what happened yesterday? Job reports were released in the US, revealing that 140,000 jobs were added, far fewer than the expected 196,000. This is actually positive news because, as we've mentioned in Crypto News, such numbers give Mr. Powell and the Federal Reserve an additional reason to cut interest rates in 39 days. A weaker US economy increases the likelihood of rate cuts, which would help boost the market. Because of this, investors welcomed the report. However, the crypto market ultimately failed to maintain its gains. That wraps up the top news for crypto. Today is February 8th, 2025. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care everyone, and have a good day.